guys, it's Ian and Lily, and little Lily needs an oil change. I've got a camera, so I figured why not have Lily, act as a training guide for you guys on how to change your own oil. Save you a lot of money. Alright, well, what do you think, Lily? Want to get started? She's long overdue for this. Alright, let's get started. Alright, this isn't going to be an all-encompassing tutorial. There's much more other ones online, but the basic tools you're going to want is just first you're going to want a container to hold the old oil. This one really isn't big enough, I think, for a whole engine, but she's pretty low, so I think this will do okay. And you're going to want some jack stands. Never get under a car that's just held up by jacks. You never know if the jack will go out. These will have you covered. One on each side. These ones hold up to 3 tons because I use these to hoist up Mitzi here, and she's like 2 tons. And I always like to have an extra ton on there. Makes me feel a little bit more safer, not having the thing struggle. And you want a jack. This one's made for SUVs. Again, I use it for Mitzi. This one holds about an extra 1.5 tons more than Lily weighs, but again, I feel safe, not having a struggle. So, oh, and you're also going to want something to get the old filter off, which is where a filter tool comes in handy. These are pretty cheap. These this is only one type. They have multiple types, but I like these ones. Go ahead and I'll show it later, but you put it on the filter, and as you turn, it'll tighten up and allow you to get it off easy. When you put it back on, you're just going to put it on by your hand, so you only need this taking it off. And I got a variety of tools. If the drain plug fits a socket, you can use a socket or something like this. Anyway, let's get started. Before you start jacking, pull up the parking brake so you don't have to worry about the car rolling. And then shock your wheels. These aren't really good shocks, but it'll work. Next, you want to locate the lift points on your car. If it's a truck, you could probably just lift it anywhere on the frame, but on a car, you gotta find the lift points. And usually it'll be a little lip, kind of like right here. You see right in there, and one there. And there's always usually two towards the front, behind the front wheels, and 2 towards the back, right in front of the back wheels. But we'll only be worrying about the front ones. So you go ahead and pull your cap forward so it'll fit. It's going to be a tight fit. There you go, just made it. Kind of position it right there. Leave yourself some room for the jacks. And then we're ready to jack. Alright, it's time to jack. Get your jack stand ready. You might want to move to a flatter surface, now that I think of it. Alright, well, normally I would jack Lily up on both sides, but since we're so tight for space, I think I'll do fine with one. Besides, everything's real close up. If we go underneath the depths of Lily, actually, let me unscrew this. No. You'll see right here is Lily's drain pan, or oil pan right here. And right on the back, that is the drain screw. One thing you'll want to watch out, I almost did this the first time, is if you have a front engine drive car, you're going to have your transmission up here at the front too. Make sure you know which is which, because that's the drain pan for your transmission. I almost emptied that first time I tried doing this because I wasn't familiar down here. But anyway, and right here is the filter, which we'll be taking off. So let's get you placed here so I can show you how to get the plug off, and then we'll go from there. Alright, now get your drain pan ready. I've already loosened this with a breaker bar. Now she shouldn't have too much in her because she was very, very low, unfortunately. This stuff's going to come out right away, so a little trick, if I can pull it off, is to get it just loose. And, nope, it wasn't fast enough. So then just let that empty out. And you want to keep the drain pan bolt somewhere where you're not going to lose it. Put it right there in the wheel well there. And it'll take a couple minutes. Get right back to you. Alright, well that's just finishing up emptying out. So now I'll show you how to use this tool here. I remember righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So you're going to want this to position this in the right way where you're going to be loosening it. So you're going to want to put the tool on just like this. And as soon as you, or I'm sorry, other way. It's hard because it's switched around. Slip it on. And pull this, and that will start loosening it up. And I want to reposition this underneath. And once it gets loose enough, you can just take it out with your hand. Again, trying not to get dirty as covered with oil is kind of hard. And this will just allow the other end of the system to empty out. Okay, we're almost off. There we go. One thing you'll want to make sure to check on the old filter is to make sure that the gasket came off with it. Sometimes they'll not come off with the filter and they'll stay stuck on the engine, and that'll make you leak oil, makes the new filter not fit on properly. And here is the nasty, disgusting old oil, black and horrible. I should have given her an oil change quite a while ago. Sorry, Lily, I'm a bad owner. Alright, and here's the new filter. Might be a good thing if they're the same type, which just looks like it's pretty close. Just check the bottom. You can see the seal, make sure you got the seal off. And looks good. Now we're going to start wrapping things up, and it gets easier from here. Alright, so one thing you're going to want to do is wet the seal. This is something I forgot to do the first time I did this. So you're going to get some of your new oil. Hope you guys aren't afraid to get a little dirty. Make sure you got a clean finger. And get some oil on your finger. Seal. And it might be a little extra safe and put just a tiny bit more. Alright, with that we're ready to install. So now we kind of just do a reverse of what we just did. Take the new filter, make sure you get it on straight so it's not going on crooked, you know. Kind of obvious. Put it on straight so it's not going on crooked. It screws on real easy. And then just hand tighten it. Alright. Should be good. It's as tight as I can get it. And then put your old drain pin back in. Make sure that goes in straight. And this you will want to tighten. I don't know if some people put anti-seize on this. I'm thinking you might not want to, because you don't want it to come out, but you don't want it to be super hard when you go to get it nice and tight. Alright. That should be good, I think. Now we're to the easy part, the part you guys are probably used to. Drop the car back down. Trying not to hit the antique car while you're at it. Feed your car the oil. Nice golden oil. Alright, so got all topped off. Look at your dipstick so you know. Next step is to start up the engine and listen to it. See if everything sounds normal, and then check for leaks. And then go for a test drive. Underneath. Don't see any leaks, doesn't look like. Now it's time to take a test drive.